Hello, everyone. A very good evening to everyone who is over here. I guess you had a good day, and it's exciting to have you all for this LinkedIn optimization workshop, which would be followed by the cold mailing and cover letter workshop, and it'll help you in enhancing your profile as well as help you in getting off-campus opportunities very well. Whether you're just starting with LinkedIn or you're trying to looking to refine your profile, this session is all about giving you all the tips and tricks on how to present yourself confidently and at the same time sell yourself properly into the corporate people so that you get jobs or different kind of opportunities ranging from apprenticeship or your internships or your FTE offers, or even if you're participating for different challenging hackathons or case competitions. Coming to why we are over here, 94% of the recruiters, when we look at LinkedIn, try to find proper candidates. And those candidates are generally those people whose profiles are quite complete, and their ranks are quite higher when recruiters try to search for them. And that's not all. Why we are trying to optimize profiles? It's because 40 times the people who are having a good profile are likely to be coming into the searches of the recruiters. These numbers will make it clear that LinkedIn is just not about networking, but it's a career accelerator for you guys. So that will be our focus on how to make sure that you guys have a good LinkedIn, so that not just on campus opportunities, you are also good enough for the off campus placement scenarios which comes for you all. Okay, so coming to the first slide, so why LinkedIn matters. And if you see, there are two different examples. One is of Ayush Pradhan and another one is of Swati Shri Mahapatra. These are some of the finest people who have graduated from this institute and are right now pursuing higher education or into good companies. Okay. So as I mentioned, that 94% of the recruiters use LinkedIn. So it becomes quite important and vital for all of us to make it look worthy enough that we are competent enough to get into the corporate world. Then profile with all stars status appear higher in searches. By all stars, I mean the profiles which are generally having all the uh, check boxes ticked. And then we have students with optimized profiles are 40% more, 40x more likely to receive opportunities. That is also something I have mentioned already. And why you should be using LinkedIn as a professional marketing tool. I said that you should be able to sell yourself nicely, and that's why you should optimize your LinkedIn. Who you are, what you have done, where you want to go, your objectives need to be very clear. Having a polished LinkedIn profile ensures that your recruiters, your colleagues, your networks, or even your peers who are trying to search someone who are having similar skills so that you can get into similar sort of projects would be coming handy. It's not about just being on LinkedIn, it's about standing out. I'll show you certain references in the coming slides on why and how you can make your LinkedIn profile better. As over here, it is quite explanatory and have been mentioned that a profile picture generally should be of 400 into 400 pixels, and it should be quite professional. You should be wearing a outfit which suits the corporate jargons, and at the same time, you can as you can see in the two pictures, one is standing in the podium and trying to speak something, so it is an official event, or someone is wearing their graduation uniform, so that is the official image. You can't just crop your pictures out and put it out there. Okay. And customize your LinkedIn URL. That is very important, because let's say you're trying to put your LinkedIn profile in your CV. Over there, you can't just put a random name, because at times numbers along with underscores or different special characters do come in. So you have to ensure that your LinkedIn URL is good enough. And an engaging headline. Headline is the one which you can see in the slides, where let's say the first picture, that snap we have taken, in that it is McKinsey and Co. Then it's written I am Bangalore. Then cat 21, some percentile is written, and then the experience he had over his year, over different companies that he has worked, and then his graduation, BTech graduation college, and then institute silver medalist, like the thing what he got as a uh, being good in his studies. So you have to mention all these good points over there. Let's say coming to the other one, Swati Shri Mahapatra, she has a intern and then she is working as a Barclays developer. It's a investment banking company. And the same time, if you see over here, they have written about different hackathons. She has one being Bajaj hackathon, another one is a Maruti Suzuki hackathon. So you have to stand out, and for that you need to mention your achievements, how your profile is different from the other people who are competing with you across India. Okay, so coming to the next slide, it's about why creating a winning headline is important. So a good example over here, which has been taken from one of the good graduates from our college, Chandrachud Pati. Here it is about American Express, where he's working now, his btech, his graduation college, and then his previous work experience, one being IDFC first, Tally Solutions, and how like in which field he is enthusiastic about. So if you write about those, recruiters will get to know about which field you are interested in. And then innovating for tomorrow, like what his main aspiration for being in these companies are, and why did he do like that. Okay, so like you can also have it like, since you are in your initial stages of college, so you can make it like data analyst, uh, then driving insights through Power BI and Python, passionate about predicting modeling. So these are certain things you should focus. And as I mentioned over here, it should be clearly stated what roles, what skills, or what aspirations you have, and be concise and impactful. Okay, you can't be writing a story over here. The headline should be engaging enough, and you can't just say that the cover page is not good, but the content is good. Over here, you have to ensure that the cover page at the same time is good enough to stand out. Coming to the next slide, about section. If you look at this about section, it has top skills as well as different internships that has been carried out, different national level case competitions has been won, that too a quantitative measure of how many case competitions have been won. Along with that, what kind of skills that person brings into the corporate company that he's trying to join. At the same time, what impact he wants to drive, that is according to that person, it's collaborative impact which is innovative and at the same time has a sustainable initiative that you are carrying out. So coming to the first point that you need to look into is introduce your aspirations and passion, as mentioned, and include a call to action. Let's connect to explore opportunities in AI and data science. So basically it is a way of trying to say that I'm open to work and you can hire me because I am a person who has the required skills, and at the same time I can give out significant uh, impact if I join the company. And then, as over here it has been mentioned, highlight your significant achievements. Okay, coming to the next one. Over here next comes the experience section. Since you guys are of college and you haven't graduated yet, you can't just keep companies where you have interned. You can also put up certain things, like first one, let's say it's about tech niche. Tech niche is one of the largest fest in eastern India, and it is of IIT Guwahati. So over there the person has written how he has worked his way forward and has stepped up from marketing executive to the convener position. And if you look closely at this, he has also mentioned about different stats on how he has improved the year growth, about how he has managed the budget and how many media pages they have got into. This reflects how good of a person you are when it comes to the operation field, how you are able to manage the logistics and all. Does give an impression that as a team player you are a good fit for the company. Coming to the second part, which says that business analyst, it is a intern, or you can say company placement, matlab, where you are going into the corporate world. It can be a full time offer also. So over here you mention the letter of recommendation if you got one. You can also mention the certification that you interned there for 2 3 months or 2 3 years if it is a job. And you have to describe about what was the job and what kind of role it was, and what all you did during that period. But again, that needs to be concise, and what did you achieve during that time is also beneficial if you mention it over there. And let's say the third snap I have kept over here, this shows the different interns again that person has done during the tenure of 4 years. So you can mention it like this. And at the same time, when you're mentioning a role over here, let's say you did a business analyst role, and you did it as an intern over there, you can mention the different skills that you gathered over there. So let's say as a business analyst you were making a dashboard. For making a dashboard you would be needing tools such as SQL, you'd be needing Python for data scrapping and making sure that data is up to the mark for putting it in the dashboard. So for that you can use Power BI, and in Power BI also there are certain queries which are known as DAX queries. Like that, for similar to the domain in which you want to pursue, you need to put up your skills like that. Okay, coming to the next slide. It's about higher education and highlighting the education and certification. So coming to the education section, for time being you all are BTech students, so the education section should have 10th 12th play like schools from where you have passed out, along with the different curriculum activities that you have done, extracurricular or co-curricular whatsoever. And then you can mention about your college, and in college what you have done in small pointers, like you can see the picture over here. Okay, list all the degrees and coursework. Add certifications from LinkedIn Learning or Coursera. There are different forums from where you can get certification. Let's say you did it from Udemy, you did it from MATLAB, you did it from Coursera or edX. These are certain places. There are many more which you can highlight in your certification area. Like over here it's about Yantra, it's about neural networks for deep learning, or Python simulation or specialization, and then statistics, something like that. Anything that you have pursued, you can put it out irrespective of the domain you are interested in. Let's say you are going into software, but in the initial days, just because you were of a branch which is more oriented towards core, let's say metallurgy or mechanical, in that case you might have pursued a course in AutoCAD, or let's say in electrical MATLAB simulation tools. So you can put up those as well. Nothing to worry over here. Just put anything that is relevant. And then coming to the coursework over here, when you are putting up the coursework, you have to ensure that the courses are those generally which you are proficient enough. And when they are highlighted in this section, that shows that you are good enough when these kind of questions are being asked, or these kind of work is being given to you during your internship or your job opportunities that you get. So ensure that the courses that you have kept are the ones which you actually got a EX grade or A. That would be sufficient enough. Coming to the next slide, it's about projects and publication. Let's say you have uh, the name itself is quite self-explanatory, that there are certain publications that you can highlight, and there are certain projects. Let's say you are in your final year, you did a project under some professor, or let's say you did a research internship where you did a project. You can mention it over here along with the co-authors or the co-contributors. And at the same time you can include the pics, you can include the presentations, you can include the GitHub file. At the same time you can upload videos at the same time. For different domains it's quite different. Let's say you did a ML project, you can include the file for the Jupyter notebook. For case studies you can put up the presentations. And at the same time you can also put up the skills that you utilized for doing such projects or for publishing such articles, because that will also add up to your skill section that is present in LinkedIn. Coming to the eighth slide, how would you be able to boost the visibility with skills and endorsement and recommendation? You might have noticed when you go higher up when it comes to your experiences and you have joined the corporate world, then there are different companies you work from a period to period. At that time, you work with different people. So what you can do is you can use that opportunity and you can ask them to endorse your work. Let's say I was the innovation convener, so there were certain authorities and officials whom I worked with from different companies, so that I get in sponsorships, I get in companies for recruitment. So what they did is, considering I was very nice to them, I had a cordial relation and respectful towards them. So end of the day, they were quite happy with me, and they gave me recommendations, and they have endorsed my skills. And similarly, when you work at a different company, your co-workers do give you recommendations, which actually help you in shining out when it comes to having a good profile. As I mentioned over here, add 3 5 top skills relevant to your field. Focus on getting 25 plus endorsement for each skill. At this moment, I would say getting even 5 to 6 endorsement is top notch. And ask mentors, peers, or managers for recommendations. Highlight key achievements and soft skills. Specifically, when you are getting endorsed, try getting endorsed for your soft skills, because at the end of the day, recruiters are generally HRs. They are not the corporate technical experts, or people who are into the domain where you want to go into. So HRs generally look for soft skill, a person who is into leadership, who is into team building, who is into someone who can bring more impact. And for that, your soft skills is a major thing that you need to focus on. And I would request everyone to get more of endorsement when it comes to soft skills. And technical to aa hi jayenge. I guess that is it for your LinkedIn profile. You can ask questions in the text box that you have. Our TCs would be guiding you. Next, we have the session for cold mailing, SOP, and cover letter. It will be taken by Aniket.
Yeah, so thank you, Prachut, for sharing your insights on building a LinkedIn profile. I believe everyone will go after this session and will really start working on their LinkedIn profile according to the tips that you have given. So now let's move to the next step, that is using this professional network that you are building from LinkedIn very effectively. Having a LinkedIn profile isn't just about connecting with the peoples. It's just about engaging with them and finding ways to grow. That is finding opportunities like internships and placements through it. And one effective way to seek these opportunities is from cold mailing. Pachit, can you go to the next slide, please? Yeah. So, coming to the question, what is cold mailing? So, cold mailing is a way to reach out to these professionals directly through mailing them or messaging them to ask for opportunities or any internships or placement opportunities from them. Here's how you can do it step by step. uh, so, an ideal process to draft and cold mailing are mentioned as to identify the recipient, to identify the correct person to reach out for seeking out these opportunities, that is, employee, hiring manager, or HR of the talent acquisition section of the company that you're interested in. Then comes the main body or content of your mail or message. So you should craft a subject line that's very short and to the point, and also customize the body tailored to the role and company. That is, you should mention the skills that the role or the company needs the most. And follow up, this is the major part of the cold mailing, because you will not get the opportunities just by mailing them once. You have to follow up once after a week, or you have to follow many a times. So you should send a polite reminder if necessary. Then from LinkedIn you won't get the email IDs. You have to go to certain sites or websites like mentioned in the mentioned in the slide. And you should also be very careful while using these tools, because they often have very limited free uses, and not all profiles will fetch you with the email IDs or the contact details, especially the inactive ones. Prachit, can you get to the go to the next slide? Yeah, so here is a sample mail for a referral request. So mainly you can get the opportunity by getting a referral, or directly contacting the hiring manager if there is any free position or empty position in their team. So you can get the referral request from any employee that is who is like currently in the same role within the company. So as mentioned in the previous slide, the main 2 points: the subject, it should be short and concise, and the main body, it should be very brief to the point, mentioning the role that you are currently applying, the job IDs, the skills that you have, and that's all. Then, like, can you go to the next slide now? So that was all about the referral request. So coming to the off-campus opportunities, in this you have to go to the hiring managers or the HRs to mainly know if there are any empty position in the teams or in their companies. So again, you have to very short and precise while writing the content, because they get many messages or many emails seeking out for an opportunity from them. So yours should be standing out among all the emails. So can we go to the next slide now? Yeah. So now coming to the sample mail or cold mail for research opportunities, uh, you have to mention your past experiences or project that you have been going on. Then you have to write in such a way that the professor or the research group must be aligned with your thoughts, or with the research or the subject or field you are currently interested in. And there is one optional field I have entered. So you may mention about your future perspectives, like you want to do higher studies, so you want to do an research internship under the supervision of the professor, or like that. But again, it's highly optional. You may include it or may not include it, but this is the ideal template that you may use in your research internships or research internship applications. Yeah, we can go to the next slide now. So while scrolling through my LinkedIn feed, I found this interesting post from a professor at a top IIT. He said an example of a student applying for a research internship in his research group, and he just copied the email content from the chat GPT. He didn't even care to edit or format the content even a little bit. You can see the underlying text, words like groundbreaking, and not formatting the content, like mention your specific research topic or publication related to the professor. So you must see your content at least 3 or 5 times before sending it to the professor, hiring manager, or employee, because this kind of mistake makes a very bad impression, not just for you but for the institution that you are belonging to. Now, can I go to the next slide? So that was all for the cold mailing templates. Now coming to the ideal SOP, that is statement of purpose, and cover letter template, that is mainly important for research users, research intensive users. So here are some of the tips. Your cover letter SOP should be including 2 pages. It should be of Times New Roman font with standard 12-point sizes. It should contain 1 to 1.5 inch margin in MS Word or LaTeX code. You should include your name and program on the first page. Your writing should be very clear and have a realistic research approach. Then comes the main point, the sixth point. You should write in such a way that the committee who will be seeing the SOP or cover letter must feel that you are fit and suitable for that opportunity. Yeah, and the seventh point. Mainly, it is preferred that cover letter for any research domain shouldn't include your future perspectives. Yeah, you shouldn't include your future perspectives. And at the right side, it there is paragraph numbers, and the section, content section that you must include in the specific paragraph. Like in paragraph 1, you should include the introduction. In the paragraph 2, you must include the research experience, and so on. Prachit, can you go to the next slide? So this is a more refined way of the things explained in the previous slide. In the introduction, you should include your foreground qualities that make you stand out from rest of the applicants. The research experience, you should, you main point is you should discuss it chronologically first starting it from the classroom, then internship, then all the field works and all the skills that you have learned from those experiences, like mentioned here, operations of equipment, techniques, analysis, critical thinking, developing a research plan, etc. Then comes the current interest that should lie with the opportunity that you are like that you are going for, like convey your understanding of that topic very clearly from your content. Then the statement of fitness, as mentioned earlier in the previous slide, this is the main part will where you will write in such a way that the committee will feel that you are fit and suitable for the opportunity. And you can mention, you must mention the recommendations of at least 2 to 3 profs under which you have done suitable works related to that field. Then comes the special points and summary. You can mention the challenges that you have faced while working in the research experiences. And at last, in the summary part, uh, use what you have already written to finalize the theme of the complete SOP or the cover letter. Uh, Prachit, can you go to the next slide? So this is an annotated sample written for the surf application, and it is according to the previous examples in the previous slides. The paragraph numbers and the section that should be included in the respective paragraphs, it has been written. You can go through this annotated sample when we will share this PDF with you. But yeah, that's it for the SOPs and cover letters. I guess this is the last slide for now. Yeah, so I would like to thank Higher Education Committee, specifically special thanks to ISA Biswas and BH Youth for helping us with the SOP and cover letter part. And also thank you, Prachyut, for giving such an insightful talk on LinkedIn building. So that's all for this session, guys. If you have any doubt, you can pin them in the comment section or in the text box. So, moderator, are there any doubts currently posted in the text box? Yes. Yeah, I'm going through it.
Guys, if you have any questions, you are free to tell us through the text box.
So, we will wait for some 5 minutes more. If we will not get any question, that then we can. How many cold mails should we mail for a research internship? Yeah, like I have said in the slides before, one
We
cold
have a
mail will
question.
not fetch you.
How many cold mails should we mail for a research internship?
Prachit, would you like to answer it? Or should I answer? Yeah, so as
Hello?
I was speaking,
Am I audible?
am I clear? Am I audible? Hello? Hello, Prachut. Hello, Prachut.
No, you're not audible. I'm not able to hear you. I guess now it would be.
Yeah, like I guess
Yeah.
there's some internal problem with it. So, just can you again pin that question about the cold mails?
Yeah, yeah, sure, Aniket.
Yeah, as I've already mentioned during during presenting the cold mail slides, one cold mail will not fetch you with an research internship. You have to uh, you have to give a constant follow up after a week or two. So you can, if your cold mail is very strong, your your research experience is very strong, that then about five cold mails or cold mail and many follow ups will let you grab that research internship. Yeah, but it will take time. It will
If
not
you're
come to
talking
you.
about frequency,
Yeah,
if you're
he's
talking about
asking about.
frequency, I would say in a week, you should at least have around 20-30, and with the like the stages, as in if you're in second year, you need to do more of cold mailing, because at that point you don't have much experience in your hand, and with period you need to increase the numbers, because end of the day generally professors do not reply back. So you have to look for opportunities, and if you're serious about them, you need to have a frequency whose numbers, at times, even if you have like you even if you have cold mail like 10 professors, usme se bhi aa jata hai, but there are certain situations when even after doing 100 cold mailings, even after that you do not get any replies. So until and unless you find opportunity, you need to continue doing that, and till you get a opportunity for yourself.
And as Pratyut mentioned, you shouldn't focus on only one professor. You should find the professor with the same respective field and try to contact with them. For research internship mails, I would recommend. Oh, there's another question now. Should you start in percent? Yeah, you probably should start like from second year. You can approach your branch professors asking about asking to like conduct an project under any under the professor's respective field. Yeah, so under professor to like, are you like mentioning about the projects or internships that matters a lot. So do you start in projects under professors for core internships? Yeah, yeah, like it will not count under internships, but it will be counted as the projects. Yeah, work experience or projects, but it will not be counted under internships if you are talking about started doing projects under professors. But
I would
you
like to
but
add
you
one point over here. Even
uh,
in case, let's say you are of core, like let's say you are of the core branches, with the same time you want to do something in ML, or let's say data analysis, or something different from your core. In that case also, you can approach professors from our institute who is having expertise in that the domain where you want to go. That also helps. So you can do that as well. To some people having interest in other field than core, you can do that. Any more questions?
for the second years that are currently in the session now, so now's your time. Start doing cold mailing and framing your cold mailing message from now only, because later you will find that core internships, like there is a very scarce chances of company visiting us for core internships. There are many for software or analyst roles, but you have to start cold mailing from now on, and for that you have to format a very good template. And also you should have knowledge on the respective field that you want to pursue for an research or related fields. So I guess that's it for today, right? Like I can't see any more questions in the comments.
So I guess it's a wrap. Thank you guys for coming for the session and attending it. It was wonderful to have you guys. Thank you. You can leave the